So just come to the top of the mat, bring the hands to heart center, then try and soften through the arms a little bit, soften through the legs. I'll try to give options where I remember to today. But if I don't, it doesn't mean they're not there, okay? So try and let your body guide you as well. If a position feels a little too challenging, then adjust the body, adjust yourself. Try and find a position that feels a little bit more accessible and therefore more appropriate. Let's scan head to toe or head to sole of the foot, then bring the awareness to the physical body, that immediate space around us as well. It's important that we're present. So it's one of the ways that we can make sure that we are. It's by quietly observing. Observe the body as it is now. And then shift the awareness to the breath. The sensation of that cool air that runs in through the nostrils. And as we expand the tummy and expand the rib cage, the rising up of that internal energy, that spiraling up and out as it radiates from the heart space, from the crown. And of course, the way that we shrink and the way that we're embraced by the ground as we exhale and we sink down and the abdomen constricts. And releasing the hands down by the side. And as you inhale, take the arms wide and high, reach up. Find length through the spine. Maybe allow the head to drop back if the neck allows. Nice big expansion on the inward breath. And as we release the breath, fold forwards. Be kind to the knees here, consider a bend. Bring the hands towards the earth. Initially we can round off through the back slightly. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Start to flatten the back and begin to straighten the legs. Push out through the tailbone, find length through the spine. Exhalation to sway down over the left side here. Don't worry if the hands don't touch the floor. Bring the head in towards the left shin, the left knee. Then ease back through the center. Halfway lift, Ardha. Outward breath. Over to the right side, take a bow in here as well. Bring the head towards the knee or towards the shin. We're still steadily increasing that stretch or that demand for stretch down the back of the leg, that posterior chain. Sway back through the center. Bring the hands to the shins, halfway lift. Push against the legs to help lengthen through the spine. Then as we fold again, cradle the elbows, start to move from side to side, left to right, right to left, forwards and backwards, that little shift of the weight to and fro maybe to help ease a little bit more of a lengthening to the lower region of the back as well. Maybe we let the neck be loose, unclench the jaw. Even release the tongue from the roof of the mouth as well. As we come back to stillness, release the hands down to the ground. Peek up, halfway lift. Exhalation to bend at the knees, then start to rise. Uncoil here. Take your arms wide and high, reach up. Really find length through the spine. Allow your head to drop back. Outward breath, dive the arms down to frame the feet. Let's step back to our high plank, Phalakasana. Push the earth away here, lengthen out through your heels as well. Try to round off through the upper back a little bit, tuck the tailbone, then drop the knees, chest, chin or forehead, Chaturanga Dandasana. Barely pushing with the hands, use the lower back as we look forwards. Inward breath. Exhalation, take a bow. Inhalation, the hands can help. Push the earth away and rise, however high feels appropriate. Try to pull the shoulders down and back, open the heart and Vishuddhi. the throat space. Then wave down, tuck the toes. We'll wave up through the body. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Lift the hips for this one. Then slide your weight back across your knees. Bring the tailbone down and back towards the heels. Lengthen through the arms. Space between the eyebrows. Down towards the earth. That's Balasana, child's pose. Maybe as we inhale, rising slightly, coming onto the fingertips, peeking forwards as we exhale, pushing the coccyx down and away, bringing the chin a little closer to the earth. Try to take those little waves through the spine as we rise with the inward breath and fall and sink on the outward breath. Just lengthening through the spine, stretching through the arms. One more rise as we inhale. Then walking the hands over towards the left side, kind of 10 o'clock position. As we exhale, sink down. And then the next inward breath sees us breathe into the right side. So really push into your right hip, let the rib cage expand. And then as we release the breath, soften. Maybe let the forearms and the elbows come down to the earth. Another inward breath, rising up onto the fingertips, walking the hands across through the center, over to the right side. So we're still pushing out and down through the tailbone and out through that left hip. Take a bow on the outward breath. Then inhale, really expand into the left side of the body. Feel that tug down the tricep and by the lats, which is those muscles by the left armpit as well. And exhale, soften into the fold. Beginning to rise to the fingertips with long arms again. And walk the hands back towards the center. Push out and down through the tailbone, chin close to the earth if it's available. Maybe even touch down here. And start to walk or slide the hands forwards. Push up and out through the tailbone. Slide the body forwards, even the heart space. As well, bring that close to the earth and bring your chin down where it's available. You might find that you're in the forearms and your upper touch higher, that's okay. Try to stop when the hips arrive above the knees as well. We don't want to lean too far forwards. We know a stacked joint's a safe one, so we'll keep the hips stacked above the knees. 4, 3. 4, 2. And for 1. Beginning to walk the hands steadily back. We want to push the tailbone backwards and downwards to return to Balasana, child's pose, but we won't stay. We'll immediately round off at the lower back and the pelvis. Tuck the chin as well. Start to rise and slide your hands back until they arrive beneath your shoulders. That's Vinyasa. We'll push the spine to the sky. Tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, drop your belly and the spine. Lift up and out through the crown of the head and the tailbone. Push the earth away, Vithalasana. Exhalation, Majariyasana. Inhalation, back to Vithalasana. And exhale to round off the spine one more time. And come back to a neutral position. Shift the weight into the heel of the left palm as you reach the right arm towards the sky. We're pulling the right shoulder back, pushing the left shoulder towards the right side. Parivrata, Bharmanasana. 4, 3. 4, 2. And for 1, draw the hand down past the tailbone, back towards the earth. We'll change sides. Left arm can sweep up this side. Pull the left shoulder back, push the right shoulder to the left. 4, 3. 4, 2. for 1. Left hand down past the tailbone, back towards the earth. Right arm rises again. Inhale. But as we exhale, draw your right hand down underneath the body, underneath that left arm out towards the left side. We'll bring the right shoulder to the earth and the head. Left arm can go long, top center of the mat. But if it does so, try to pull your left shoulder back and look up from underneath your armpit, or send your left hand around towards the right hip. We can take a bind here, upper inner thigh, if that's available. But we're pushing into the back of the right hand and the forearm as we pull the left shoulder back. Of course, there's an option as well to start to extend that left foot towards the sky and pull the left hip back too. Just take your version, whatever's available. It's pretty easy to tip over here as well, so be a little careful. You don't want to fall over onto that arm that's tucked behind your back. Take a breath and expand. And as we exhale, bring that left knee back down towards the earth. Release your left hand, all together, left hand in front of the face. Push the earth away, steadily uncoil. Careful with the neck, right arm reaches up. Exhalation as we draw it down past the tailbone, back to the earth. Sweep your left arm up, that's an inward breath. Really reach. And on the outward breath, draw the hand down underneath the body, out towards the right side. Left shoulder touches the ground, head on the earth. Remember your options here, so you can take your arm or your right hand long top center of the mat and look up from underneath your armpit, or send your right hand around the back and search for the upper inner thigh, or maybe even the hip. Option to push away and send the right foot up as well. Remember, we're pulling the right shoulder back, trying to open the pelvis almost as much as we're opening the heart here. Remember to breathe. And then start to release your knee back down to the ground if the leg's in the air. All together, the right hand returns to the earth and we slowly uncoil and reach left arm towards the sky, left hand back up. Exhalation, draw your hand down past the tailbone, back to the earth, tuck the toes, lift the knees, ready to slide the weight backwards and upwards, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. We can wave through the spine here as well. Try to soften slightly and round off your back as you come forwards and rise a touch on the inward breath. Then as you exhale, find length in your downward dog. So move with the breath. And then all together we can start to take a walk on the spot here. Wiggle the tailbone, the hips, left to right, right to left. Bring a little bit of movement to the lower back. Back to the legs as well. Slowly working that stretch into the hamstrings. And we'll take the walk towards the front, maybe on the tiptoes if it's available, where we can arrive together. Peak up, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhalation, back to depth. And rounding off as we uncoil, start to rise. Take your arms wide and high, reach up. Outward breath, hands back towards the earth. Step your left foot back, drop the left knee, untuck the toe. Anjaneyasana on the right side. You can choose to stay low on the fingertips with a long spine and chin lifted here, or rise and reach. Sinking into that front leg. Option to drop the head back, but it's not obligatory. You can gaze forwards as well. Keep the chin slightly lifted. Take a version that feels appropriate. Inhale to reach, push the earth away. Exhalation, release the hands, frame the foot. Ardha Hanumanasana. Rock your weight back, straighten the front leg and the spine. That's an inward breath. Exhalation to bow over that front leg. For 3. Remember, deep, nourishing, balanced breaths here. For 2. And for 1. Shift your weight forwards. Frame the front foot, tuck the toe, lift the knee. We've been working a one-footed chaturanga lately, so take that or go high plank to low plank. Ekapada chaturanga dandasana. Wave through the body up. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Remember to push the earth away with the fingertips, lift the chin. Then tuck the toes, slide the weight up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Start to take a walk again towards the front of the mat. Maybe on the tiptoes. If that's available, halfway lift, Ardha. Exhalation, the full fold. Pull in a little deeper this time. Then bend the knees and slowly start to rise. Take the arms wide and high. Hips go slightly forward, a gentle back bend. Exhalation. Bring your hands to heart center. That's Samasthiti. So it's a neutral standing position here. Soften the quads. Soften the glutes, soften the arms, the shoulders. Bring your awareness to your breath. And your next inward breath, taking the arms straight up towards the sky, really lengthen and expand. Then with long arms, long spine, push out through the tailbone, fold slowly, steadily forwards over the legs. Uttanasana. Take a bow. Halfway lift, Ardha, pick up, flatten the back. Exhalation, ground the palms. Step the right foot back this time, Anjaniya, on the right side. Drop your right knee, untuck the toes. Maybe stay on your fingertips with a long spine, chins lifted here. Remember to push into all four corners of that front foot, really root down and ground, or sweep the arms up. Don't wait for my cue on that. Inhale to rise up slightly. Exhalation, release the hands, frame the foot, rock the weight back. Ardha Hanumanasana, straighten the spine and your front leg. Then exhale and fold over the front leg. Try and keep your right shoulder on the right arm as close to your left foot as possible. We're honouring those train tracks, right? Those parallel lines of the body, the shoulders, the hips. Keep everything in line. Inhale, start to shift the weight forwards as we rise, tuck the toe, lift the knee. Exhale, step the left foot back under the body. Ekapada chaturanga dandasana. Wave back up on the inward breath, Urdhva. And back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Immediately, with that 45 degree on the rear foot, the left foot, step the right foot under the body to replace the right hand. That's Warrior One, Virabhadrasana. Inhale, rise. And we can straighten that front leg when we rise, then exhale, sink down. So we find our alignment on the way down. Try and keep your rear ankle nice and sturdy and strong. Push the blade of the foot into the mat there, don't let it collapse. Remember, a little trick with Warrior One. It's a very difficult position to kind of feel steady and comfortable in because we have to face forwards. We're asking that left hip, that rear hip, to push forwards and point forwards despite what the rear leg wants to do, right? So maybe sometimes narrow up but offset the feet as well. That can help to facilitate if the feet maintain these parallel lines, the shoulders, the hips, as opposed to being on a centre line, which makes it much more challenging. Let's inhale, rise slightly. Exhale, release the hands, frame the foot, step back to high or straight to low, one-footed Chaturanga Dandasana. Then wave through the body up. And back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. We'll step left foot forward this time, 45 degrees with that right foot. And remember to replace the left hand with the left foot. Rise up and fall on the outward breath. Find your alignment as you sink. Inhale, rise slightly. Exhalation, release the hands, frame that left foot, then step back, high to low or straight to low plank. Wave up again, Urdhva. And then Adho Mukha Svanasana. And we can maybe take a walk to the front, or if the body feels ready, that little bunny hop, that donkey kick, or even float to your halfway lift. Flatten the back, peek forwards. Outward breath for depth here. Take a bind maybe around the ankles or the backs of the calves. Elbows can go wide, or we can hug around the backs of the legs. Remember, we're bringing the abdomen and the breast region closer to the legs, and we're not forcing a straight leg here. The goal isn't a straight leg, it's to lengthen that posterior chain all the way from the heels up to the lower back. Think about trying to get almost the crown of the head closer to the feet. It's that kind of length that we want in the spine as we pull in towards the legs. Don't forget to breathe, of course. Gently start to release that bind. Bring your hands to your shins. And you can walk slowly up the legs as you uncoil. Try to stack the vertebra one at a time. The chin can be last to lift. As the arms go wide and high, reach up. Push the hips forwards. Another soft back bend here. Exhalation, wide arms dive down. Frame the feet. High plank. Phalakasana, step back. Push the earth away. Find steadiness in this one, and we want to push out through the heels here as well. Round off the upper back, tuck the tailbone very slightly for 3, for 2, and for 1. Left hand to the center for Vashisthasana, the side plank. So tip to the left side, open up to the right, reach with the right hand. There's an option, of course, to drop the left knee and support the body, or even just to lift the right foot above hip height. For 3, really push the earth away with the heel of the left palm and the fingertips. For 2, and for 1. Right hand draws down towards the earth, but we want to step the right foot outside the right hand, and we're going onto the ball of the rear foot. Remember to release the breath. This is Uttan Prishthasana. So take a bow as you exhale, then inhale, find length through your spine and out through that rear heel as well. Try to activate and lengthen and straighten that rear leg as much as is available. We've got an option to look down here, across the tip of the nose, find your drishti there, or look out forwards as we lengthen. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Take another bow here, release the breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, release that right foot, step back. Ekapada Chaturanga Dandasana, wave up, Urdhva. And the back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So take a walk on the spot here for this one. Just to ease any tension out of the hips. And then as we return to stillness, arrive in Adho Mukha Svanasana first, so let the heels be heavy. Really find length through the spine, release the breath. Then inhale, shift the weight forwards, upwards and overs. Keep the chin tucked and round off the back as you return to your high plank, Phalakasana. And notice the weight kind of slides back when we arrive and we push out through the heels along legs. Right hand moves to the center, and then turn to your right side and maybe on the blade of the right foot, or even if your ankle allows, you can start to try and ground through the sole. And his ankle doesn't let him do that, as it got run over when he was a child. Option to drop the right knee or lift up and out with that left leg, and try to push your right hip up towards the sky a little bit as you find length through your left arm and your right arm. Draw your left hand down to the ground, tip over onto the ball of your right foot, left foot steps towards the outside of the left hand. Take a bow, Uttan Prishthasana, release your breath. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Maybe peek forwards. Remember, we're sinking with the groin here as well. or gaze down to that immediate space with a neutral neck, just in front of the hands, about 6 to 8 inches in front. Inhale and expand. Exhale, return to that bow, release the breath. Inhale, rise, peak up slightly. Exhalation, release the left leg and lower chaturanga. Wave through the body up. And back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Remember to arrive here. So find length first, then step the right foot forwards. Virabhadrasana, warrior 2 on the right side. Drop the rear heel. Windmill your left arm up and around. And as you release your breath, then sink down. Good, find length. Remember your drishti is your tip of your middle finger on the right hand here. So just gaze beyond that. And then sort of stop looking with the eyes. Use the periphery and your intuition. We'll draw the left arm up and over. Windmill the arms. Frame the foot. Kick to the sky for three-legged dog. Tripada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Push out through the heel. Or maybe choose to point the toes. Whatever feels right here. Find length through the arms. Then release the right foot down to the ground. Come up and over on the balls of the feet. As you inhale, back to the high plank. Lower the hips first. Tuck the chin on the way down. And as we start to bend at the elbows, then begin to release the chin. Peek forwards. We'll reverse the action. So tuck the toes to wave up. Lift knees, then tailbone. And rise in Urdhva. And then up and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step your left foot under the body. Warrior 2 on the left side. So we'll drop that right foot 90 degrees, windmill the right arm up and around, then sink down. Remember the breath here. Windmill in your right arm all the way over, frame the foot. Remember to kick to the sky. So go onto the ball of the foot, push out through the left heel. Keep the left hip and the right hip fairly parallel to the ground. Length through the arms here. So really lengthen, push the fingertips into the mat to push the front of the mat away. And releasing that foot back to the ground. Come up and over on the tiptoes. Remember to tuck your chin and round off through the back as you shift the weight forwards, up and over to Phalakasana. Then slide the weight back, push out through the heels. And we'll lower the hips first. Tuck the chin on the way down. And then tuck the toes, lift the knees, round off to wave back up. So we got that, like a reverse worm. And back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You want to head forwards to the front again for a halfway lift. So look to between the palms, take a walk, a step, or maybe you can bounce or float forwards, slow and steady. It's fun to play with it sometimes, lengthen through the spine. Exhalation, fold to depth, release the breath. Try to feel the rib cage, press into the quads here, just above the knees. Maybe even take the fingertips towards the rear of the mat. Long arms. As we soften, bend at the knees, sweep the arms forwards and upwards, Utkatasana. It's a fierce pose, isn't it? The chair. We can rise to the top, return to that back bend, push the hips forwards. Exhalation. Bring the hands to heart center. Sama Sthiti. So remember, just to soften, consider it a resting position. We're not confusing it with the mountain, where we fully activate. We want to treat this position more like a standing shavasana for a moment, and we can draw the awareness back in. This is a meditative pose almost, or that would facilitate that initial journey for us to start to refine our attention again, our awareness, and slide through the layers, the koshas. The layers of the body, the breath, the mind, intelligence, bliss. So really we're finding a kind of stillness that exists outside of the notion of movement and the cessation of movement. It's not really about that. As we inhale, the arms work their way back up towards the sky, so really reach up, find length. Exhalation, dive your arms wide down towards the ground. Bend the knees, scoop at the earth, Utkatasana. Let your knees shift slightly forward, so we're bringing the weight almost as if we were travelling past the toes. If the ankles, if the Achilles, if the calves allow. Some of us got a little bit more mobility in the ankles than others, so find a version that suits. Try to sink a little bit more. There's a neutral tailbone here. For 3. For 2. And for 1. Rise slightly on the inward breath. On the outward breath, arms dive wide. We get to bounce or float back again to Chaturanga Dandasana when you're ready. Wave through the body up. Urdhva. Hold here for a minute, so really push into the fingertips, push the earth away, lift the chin. Try and let the groin work its way, the root work its way a little closer to the earth. Then slide your weight back across your knees. Immediately begin to round off at the tailbone and tuck the chin. The moment the spine rounds and the weight's back enough, we can slide the hands back. Return to Madhyasana. So stop when the hands are below your shoulders. Inhalation, Vittalasana. Drop your belly and your spine. Lift up and out through the crown and the tailbone. Exhalation, round off again. Inhalation, Vittalasana. And exhalation, Madhyasana. So we go back through Padmanasana. That's our neutral tabletop. Just step the hands a touch forwards just to facilitate that little bit of lengthening through the down dog. As we tuck the toes, lift the knees, slide up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Nice big deep breath here. And then step in the right foot forwards. Warrior 2 on the right side. Virabhadrasana, windmill up and around, rise. Exhale, sink. We're not staying. Make sure you arrive. Pull the left hip, left shoulder back. Check in with the alignment. Then slide the weight back to Skandasana towards the rear of the mat. So we're working towards lengthening all the way down the medial side of that right leg, but also trying to ease the left hip open. And we can sometimes use the back of that left arm, or you can use your tricep or your deltoid, whatever comes into contact with the inside of the right knee, the left knee, sorry. And then either crawling towards the front or hovering. Shift the weight forwards, ground the left palm, ball of the rear foot, Parivritta, Ashwasanchalanasana. Inhale, reach higher, push the earth away. Exhale, sink with the groin. Try to push out through your left heel as well. Really straighten your left leg where it's available. Inhale, reach towards the sky one more time. Exhalation, draw the right hand down inside the right foot. Drop the rear heel for Parsvakonasana, the side angle. But you can also bring your elbow and your shoulder stacked above the knee here as you open up towards the side. And we reach with that left arm towards the sky. Let the groin be heavy here as well. Really lengthen out through the left leg. Push the earth away with the right hand for 3, for 2, and for 1. Reach again. So almost peak up on the inward breath. Outward breath, left hand comes down towards the ground. We've been practicing this transition where we turn onto the ball of the foot and stack the right knee on the back of the right elbow and go all the way down at the same time. A variation of Ekapada Chaturanga Dandasana. Then release the leg, come back through the center, wave up. And back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. It's kind of like blending the half flying split and the one-footed chaturanga, that one. Step the left foot under the body. Warrior 2, left side, Virabhadrasana. Windmill the right arm up and around. And then sink into your front foot. Find length. Skandasana, towards the rear of the mat. So bring the hands through heart center. Shift your weight into your rear foot and sink down, find your version. Remember, if you're much higher in your skanda, you're up here somewhere supporting, or it's a narrower one and you're here, if that's what's accessible or available, that's perfectly acceptable, right? I'm not going to get my paper out and mark you down. Hover towards the front, so try and float there, ground the right palm, ball of the rear foot. Parivrtta is to revolve or twist. Ashwasanchalanasana, the runner's lunge. So push the earth away, let the groin sink, really reach here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhalation, draw the left hand down inside the left foot. Utthita Parsvakonasana. Drop the right heel, sweep the right arm up towards the sky, and then let the groin sink. Inhale. Pulse up slightly again, reach. Exhale, draw the right hand down towards the ground. We can follow it with the gaze. As we touch down, it's ball of the foot, look left, stack the left knee, lower down. Then come back through the center, wave up, and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Don't forget your breath here. Remember those little undulations that we had in the back before as we were breathing and shifting the weight forward slightly and rounding off, almost softening out of the down dog. And then as we exhale, we return to length. Almost deliberately lengthening out through the tailbone and backs of the legs. It's that posterior chain we spoke about again. Back to stillness. Widen the hands. Get ready to jump through. You can take Navasana, the boat, or go straight into Upaya Padangushtasana with a bind of the big toes. So you'll need to bend the knees to grab hold of those. So take your transition, your version forwards when you're ready. Remember, you want to bring your abdomen and your heart space closer to the legs, but really lengthen through the spine. It's very tempting to kind of pull the head forwards here and round off and tuck in towards the legs, because we tell ourselves that that's what we need to do, but really it's all about lengthening still the posterior chain. And there's a nice deep activation of the core here as well. The shoulders, flexors. So we'll soften out of this one. Keep hold of the toes if it's available. So head back, rock back into Halasana, which is a plough. Try to tuck the chin and really round off. Don't let the head bang, all right? So be careful when you do this one. Andy will show you. So we collapse away from the position. There's an option to release the bind and Send the arms around behind the back. The shoulders might still feel a little tight, but if they're not too bad, we can interlace the fingers behind the middle back. Bring the elbows down closer to the earth and then start to lengthen through the arms. If we're bound, then bringing the hands back towards the tailbone. Start to gently release. Send the hands down past where the hips will be momentarily, just to support the weight as we descend out of the plough. And let the legs bend here. Bring the knees towards the face. Head and shoulders have to lift as we roll through the vertebra down towards the earth. Bring the soles of the feet together. Supta Baddha Konasana. Arms can drop wide here. We want to keep the tailbone initially tucked so the lower back can press against the earth. You might find it feels nice to have the arms wide open, or you might prefer to bring your left hand to the heart space and your right hand just below to Manipur. Whatever feels most appropriate. You're of course welcome to stay here, or you can use your hands, slide them down underneath the thighs to help ease the knees closed. And then either dropping the knees side to side, taking some gentle movement, just to let go of any residual tension there might be in the hips or the lower back. Or of course, if you feel ready then, and the body's asking for it, you can release the arms and the legs, length and width of the mat, and find your final transformation, your final stillness in Shavasana. And just that reminder, when we take this position, when we relax the arms, the legs, we let the body go nice and floppy, heavy and loose. We're using that process of dissolution through that state of almost temporary numbness into the ground as the journey or the method through which we can soften the tie between the awareness and the physical body. Or certainly the stimulation that the physical body is always supplying us with, that sensory kind of overload that we get from all of the senses there. We want to gently withdraw from those, just to step back and return to a state as a quiet observer. So take time to do that now. But of course, we don't have that time. Unfortunately, Andy's not very good with time boundaries, so we'll all empty the breath together here. Nice little reset. And a deep inward breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhalation for 4, 3, 2, 1. And in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and out, and in, and out. Bring gentle movement into the hands and feet. to lengthen through your legs. Take your arms over the head. Another deep stretch here, really expand through the tummy, through the rib cage. And then as we exhale, we can bring the arms back and gently hug the knees into the abdomen, or you can turn to your side softly and just commence that little journey back towards your seated position when you're ready. Let's breathe together one last time. Take the arms wide and high. Reach up. Connect the palms above the head. And bring the hands down to heart center as we close with the Mahamrityunjaya. Om Triambakam Yajamaye. Sugandhim Pushtivartanam. Uvarukamiva Bandhanan. Mrityor Mukshayama Mritat. Om Shanti. Shanti. Shanti.